Pokemon Go is an augmented reality game app in which you walk around capturing virtual Pokemon in the real world. In terms of app downloads for Android users, the game has already surpassed Tinder and is expected to surpass Twitter soon. It is not all news that the use of virtual and augmented reality technology in medicine are used to improve psychological and physical health. It has also got an emerging role in the treatment of many disorders, such as in the use of treating depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress syndrome, as well as to alleviate pain and even to improve rehabilitation after strokes. Augmented reality is slightly different than virtual reality because it doesn't transport you into a new space but keeps you in a real world. Virtual objects such as the Pokemon in this game are blended with real objects using GPS. Augmented reality technology has been studied, though less so as a form of exposure therapy to treat phobias, such as spider phobia as well as post-traumatic stress disorder. It has also been studied in at least one case to treat an amputee's phantom pain, a phenomenon that occurs when a limb is severely damaged or missing and has to be amputated. Pokemon Go harnesses the power of augmented reality in a different way by giving people incentives for people to go out and explore. Herein lies the rub. So, are there pros and cons with regards to playing Pokemon Go? Well, with everything, there's always pluses and minuses. The pros of it are you can actually see people go out into nature, go outside instead of staying indoors, and actually interacting with the environment, albeit that it's not a very safe way to do so because people are still glued to their phones and their apps. So pro number one, it's fun, so it provides positive reward. Secondly, the game is structured with clearly defined goals and stepwise levels. Third, it's an easy conversation starter and can help ease social anxiety. 4, it is centered around a theme and cartoon that is non-threatening and, honestly, quite cute. 5, it encourages walking by giving you an incentive to discover and collect new Pokemon and balls to catch them, and requires you to walk certain distances to hatch eggs that you collect. This improves and increases physical exercise, which helps to decrease the risk of obesity. Number 6, you'll notice things around you that you didn't before. 7, the blending of reality and fantasy can spark your creativity and childhood imagination. Now we look at the cons. This game is already getting blamed for some injuries, criticized over data privacy issues, and implicated in crimes that some criminals are actually using to target victims, as a few players have used the game to lure players to locations to rob them, so it is important to exercise appropriate caution. So here we look at some psychological cons of this game. Even though it gets you outside, people are still technically on their phone. So even though it encourages outdoor play, we're still plugged into technology. As one teen pointed out to me, watch out, the game will drain your batteries. This may not change your life if you're already typically on your phone while walking outside. For children and teens, however, the Health Association recommends screen time of just 1 or 2 hours a day. This app does allow you to meet and interact with other players rather than just look at the phone though, which could offset this con. Secondly, playing the app makes you more distracted. This app itself features a disclaimer cautioning you to be alert and more aware of where you're going while you're playing, but there have already been reports of injuries incurred when playing the game. It does put the mind into a blended reality state, in which you're not quite in the real present moment, since your eyes are focused on the phone looking at something that isn't actually there in real life. Thirdly, the game puts you in a heightened stress state. Since you're technically trying to find and catch something, your body is more likely in a fight or flight mode, meaning your adrenaline is pumping and your heart rate is higher than usual. For a short period, this can be fun, but long term, you can experience fatigue and feel more tired and worn out than normal. So it is very important to take breaks and make sure you're not experiencing side effects of excessive gaming. 4, the game could cause you to spend more time on your phone and make you less social. So even though it gets you outside and it actually brings you topics to talk about in a conversation starter, for example, increasing your social life, but It also can make you less social and increase the time you're on the phone, not interacting with people in real life. But this will vary based on individual experience, of course. 5. The game would exacerbate symptoms for people who have difficulty separating reality and fantasy. So for people who have already experienced psychotic symptoms, it is important to be cautious in that situation and discuss this with your doctor first. How the pros and cons of the game weigh out over time has to be studied scientifically, but so far fans of the game are out having fun and exploring. If you're finding the game to be helpful for any issues such as depression, anxiety, and stress, please feel free to share your experiences here. However, police have also indicated that they've issued warnings to other people and reminds players to remember the real world risk involved in playing Pokemon Go or any augmented reality game. Because many people have been playing this game totally unaware of passing traffic. There's a lot of increase in traffic incidents around Federation Square, for example, caused by gamers attempting to capture a new Pokemon rather than checking for traffic. Hundreds of players converged on the square for an organized Pokemon party on Saturday. Melbournians in Melbourne have taken to the streets in groups to play the game, which was launched in Australia on Thursday last. This mobile game is downloaded as an app and is based on the original Nintendo video game made popular in the 1990s when it was played on handheld Game Boys. The main thing to watch out for is the importance of gamers to remain aware of their surroundings while enjoying themselves while playing this game. Because people are not watching out for cars, particularly along the city's narrow streets like Little Bourke and Little Collins. I know any game, especially an augmented reality game like Pokemon Go, can be very addictive. But when you're looking at nothing but your mobile phone in a busy street, that puts you at risk, both for traffic incidents, criminal activity, and people to target you as a potential victim of crime. So be cautious, fellow players.